Hello and welcome to Women of AV series from AV Today, where we spotlight women who are not just part of AV industry, but who lead the organizations. It's not about comparison, it's about inspiration because when a woman sees something is possible, they go all for it. And today's guest is a living proof of that. Meet the powerhouse who just after a couple of years of pandemic set up the Indian operations for a global integration company and scaled it up to about 5 branches with about 250 people workforce in less than 4 years. Hi Mala,
Hi, David.
welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's same here. So, we've been doing this Women of AV series to inspire and get more women to participate in the leadership roles. And having seen your role in AVI-SPL, starting this organization just after the pandemic, setting up operations in India, and scaling up these operations with 5 branches across India and scaling up your workforce to about 250 people is not a small task, right? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to understand how your journey was. What did you feel when you were offered to run the organization in India, and how did you go about building it?
Firstly, I wanted to thank you for giving me an opportunity to be here. It's a matter of great honor and pride. And it's a matter of honor to be put at the same pedestal as other women leaders you've interviewed who are stalwarts in their own right within the AV industry, not only in India, but globally. So thank you very much for considering me for this interview.
Thank you.
Um, I hope I can make a difference in any small way that I can. My journey. I started working with AVI-SPL in 2021 September. I was already engaged with them as a partner for the region for in my previous organization for about 2 years. So the organization was familiar with me, and I was familiar with the organization. And I have to thank Brian Fallon, who is our APAC leader, who thought of me worthy enough to take on the South Asian region and grow and develop it. Um, and then September 2021, I started working with the Tampa headquarters, the mothership, to build on the India story. It's been a roller coaster ride. It's been exciting. It's been amazing. I have met some really, really good people along the way. Uh, Many people who took the leap of faith in a 1.6 or $7 billion startup when we came on. And I guess the AVI-SPL as a brand was not new to the country. Everybody already knew AVI-SPL. So, selling the AVI-SPL story was not required. There were more and more people who wanted to build their careers with AVI-SPL. So, identifying and getting the first lot, the core team, was getting that right took me longer. That took me about 6 to 8 months. Um, and the team that joined us in the year 2022, we set up our company formally incorporated in January 2022. And the team that we built, and that was a team across various functions. There were sellers, there were senior sellers, there were engineering and operations leaders, there were human resource leader, finance leaders, project management, design team. So that initial team of the first 20, 25 people who were hired in 2022 built the foundation to bring the company today to where we are. And everyone else just joined in and synergized the effort to make it into this 250 people organization that we are today, spread across 6 cities. Um, it was uh, it was an amazing journey. It has been an amazing journey. Um, I think the sanest advice that I got at that time was build your delivery capacity. capability alongside your sales capacity, because it is the customers would see what your delivery capability is. And to that end, we got some very, very good people who were known in the industry to deliver complex and standard projects. And also a very good, robust service team was set up, because I don't think only delivering a project is the end goal. How we service and support the customer thereafter matters as much. So that helped it also. So once we had that critical mass to not to design, deliver, and then support the clients, we were able to gain traction, and we were able to build teams further.
In fact, there was a talk when AVI-SPL came into India that looking at the vision of building a team of about 150 people or so in first year of operations, many people thought AVI-SPL is going to acquire one of the leading system integration organization. That was the only possible way of building that kind of a workforce in India. So, did you see this challenge when you started your journey? How you're going to build this huge workforce in India?
So, David, it was something that was an option on the table.
Hmm.
I'm going to be honest here, but it was not something that me or the leaders in US were really keen on, because having worked in an Indian organization, I was previously in an organization where I was heading the operations for 20 years. I understand how challenging um, working in India has is usually is. Um, and the idea was not to build another system integration house, right? The idea was to have the best of the best within AVI-SPL. And those don't sit in one particular organization. Those are spread across the industry. So I wanted talent across the industry. Uh, we wanted to bring in energies from various diverse organizations and diverse regions and um, diverse, backgrounds. I think for us, getting um, that cross-functional knowledge, that cross-industry knowledge was very important to get it right. Because if we had acquired a company, we should have just gone on to do exactly what that company was doing.
Mm.
And I think integrating an existing organization, which has already been working in a certain way for 30 to 40 years, into a global organization would have been far more challenging than building it from
Starting
ground
afresh.
up.
Mm.
And this was far more exciting, far better. AVI-SPL has a culture, and that's what we wanted to retain and bring into India. We are a corporate, we're an MNC. Um, we have an open door policy. Um, our leadership is extremely accessible. We wanted to keep that culture intact. We wanted our core values to seep through the organization, to become part of the DNA of our employees, which is, doing the right thing, building connection, thriving together. All of these are core values which bind us across geographies. And that acquiring another company would have not given me. So
I
when you
understand that
start,
freedom.
yeah, no, how do you build, how do you change a culture of
Mm.
a pre-existing company and make it into, that would have been a harder task.
Correct.
Here, starting afresh, people came to us they were looking for a career. It was not a job, right? People who have joined us have, and we are where we are not because of any one individual's efforts. I wouldn't have been able to do it alone. There's this whole team that worked together, and I was part of that team. You probably see me more, but I it's not that I did it singularly. There were people who worked tirelessly, whose only one thing was to make this a success, right? And everyone was looking for a it's everyone was looking for a long term growth, and growth was not purely financial. Financial
Mm.
was may have been just a byproduct and not even the motivation for most. For people, it was like, we'll get to work in a world's largest and biggest organization in this domain. we'll get to learn more. AVI-SPL as an organization invests heavily in learning and development of individuals. We offer a career, we offer people cross functional growth as well. People wanted to see what that would be. And they've all worked together and brought us to where we are. Whether it was the sales efforts, whether it was the project management effort, whether it's the field service technician who's working random hours to support clients across the countries. So, or the install techs who spend work tirelessly on site to deliver the quality as per the global standards that AVI-SPL is known for. So, I think it was no individual effort at all.
I understand because even today, many organizations are crying to find the right talent
Yeah,
for their small organizations,
yeah,
right? When that was the biggest challenge even today.
yeah.
So hiring about 150 to 200 people in a short span of time, I'm sure would have been very, very Herculean task for you,
Yeah, I became a
right?
master stalker on LinkedIn.
Exactly. And
That
in
is
fact,
exactly what I became.
some organizations even started, bad mouthing saying that AVSPL is poaching our, best talent, and we see best of our people leaving and joining AVSPL. I mean, so that was going around
Well,
in the
there was no intent to sabotage any particular organization as such. It is a small industry,
yeah,
right? And there are people only in handful of companies. We are a smaller industry, so people move within this same ecosystem. Right? You can be an OEM or go to an integration house. You can go to client side again, come back to a distributor, again come back to a system integration house. And we did not actively go behind individuals. Our job vacancies were published, people applied, we went through the whole process of interviews, etc. And that's how it is, right? It is how uh, most industries work. If today an FMCG comes into India and they want to do a hiring, they will obviously look for people from the FMCG background,
correct,
right, to hire, or somebody, an IT organization um, or a chip manufacturer comes into India, they would want to bring in another talent from the chip manufacturing industry, right? And that's how it is naturally.
correct. I understand.
But there was no intent, just to clarify, to go after any particular company as such. We have people from various organizations, and we brought in people from allied industries as well. We have people who are coming in to us from HCL. We have people who came in from British Telecom, from the BPO industry. We have people from Amazon. We have people, and the idea there is to also expand the pool of people available. We are going to universities, we are going to management schools. We also want to bring in that diversity and grow the pool of resources available. Also, educate the people outside of our own world that there is an AV industry or workspace technology industry, and that is that may not every person knows of, but it is a very rich, diverse, and can offer or industry, and can offer great career paths to people.
True. In fact, beyond even hiring, retention is again a big challenge for many
Absolutely,
organizations, right?
absolutely.
So, can you share the secret of retaining these workforce? Is it about the culture or is it about leadership? What is it?
I think it's a mix of a lot of things.
Hmm.
um, I'll share this story with you.
Please.
This is not India, but in one of our town halls a couple of months ago, we had global town hall. We were introduced to a gentleman who's been with AVI-SPL for 25 years plus.
Okay.
He told us that when he joined Tampa, he met his wife there, and his wife was introduced in the same call. Thereafter, they had two children. Each one of them studied, etc., etc. They worked, and now, as of today, all four members of the family are part of AVI-SPL.
Wow.
So
Trust.
it is the that for me is a testimony of the organization AVI-SPL is. It's an organization uh, which makes sure everybody has a voice on the table. Everybody is an equal stakeholder. It's an organization where the CEO of the company, John Zettel, knows the backstories of people he's met. It's an organization where John Zettel sits and have vada paos with the install techs in Goregaon on the road at the
Mm,
van. When I'm telling him,
interesting.
let's go to the hotel for lunch, and he's like, no, no, Mala, I'm going to have the vada paos on the street
Wow.
with the team. Where does the team eat? I said, they eat here. He's like, I'm
Right.
going to have this. It's where John Zettel, Tim Reek, Christine Rogers, all global leaders sat and had vada pav with the team. And they said, it's a very different organization. It is an organization where Jeff Faber, who's an international MD, drives an auto and has 10 people from the company sitting with him in the auto. It's fun, it's serious work, it's serious strategy. Again, it's not one individual who makes the culture, it's everybody together. And how each of the team leaders leads their team with autonomy, with trust. I think that's what we're trying to build. Uh, just the work environment in 24 hours in a day, right? That's what we have, right?
Yes.
Of which 12 hours we are sleeping or doing whatever house, our chores, etc. Of the 12 waking hours, besides the 4 hours in traffic, it's 8 hours which are productive and left, which we are spending with our colleagues in our workspace, whether virtually or in the office. If that environment, those 8 hours become toxic, how can we ever survive?
True.
So, our intent is to give people a work environment where they enjoy what they're doing. Of course, there are ups and downs.
Of course. Yeah.
There are,
Any
there are
organization.
high pressures, there are whatever. But the objective, our common objective, is to be the employer of choice. It's the home away from home for people, where people are not apologetic about their personal needs. Where leaders can turn around and say, listen, I have to drop my daughter or my son to school, so I'm not available for this call without being apologetic, or I'm going to keep my camera off. And so that is the culture of the organization and being okay with all of that. So one is that I think that's a very big thing uh, that is contributing to the retention. The second thing is the career opportunities that we have within the organization. AVI-SPL as a whole, while it's a 40-year-old organization, is continuing to grow by leaps and bounds every year. In India, the growth has been exponential. Even similarly for the international regions, which is everything across on this side of the Atlantic up to Australia, New Zealand. We're expanding, we're growing tremendously. And so the opportunities exist. We invest close to $2 million on our learning and development annually. So the trainings that somebody in Tokyo, in Delhi, in Bangalore, in London, in Toronto, in Hawaii, whoever get are consistent. So in Install Tech 1 in India will have the same tool sets as Install Tech in New York City. Or the project managers will go through the same trainings, the virtual academies, the in person trainings that somewhere someone in some other part of the world will get through. So that is the second thing I think that is a reason for attention. We are invested heavily in growing our people, giving them options. There's an option of moving tracks also. So you
Okay.
may be doing something, but you feel that you want to move to another vertical. You're probably doing engineering, but you want to move to project management. We have ways and means to do that. So people then don't stagnate in a role.
True.
Yeah. And then you can go from engineering to sales to maybe general management. We don't know. The possibilities are endless when you are in an organization like AVI-SPL.
I understand. So, I mean, building, setting up five branches,
Yeah.
Bombay, uh, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and latest is Ahmedabad, would have meant your presence away from home for long and traveling,
Yeah.
spending longer hours in the work. So
Yeah.
how did you manage your family life and your work life?
Um, Actually, thanks to the solutions we sell, workspace technology, I didn't have to travel as much.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So the industry we are in reduces, makes the collaboration and working much simpler. But yes, I did do my fair share of travel, and I did do my fair share of meeting people and being out of home, or even being at home but not being at home.
Hmm.
right? So even physically, I may be sitting there, but practically, I was not available. I think all credit goes to my family. I have a super supportive set of people in my life, right from my mother in law, who herself has had a very successful career in HR, where she was heading the HR for one of the Indian organizations for over 4 decades. So for her, her support in my life has been, um, it's been very difficult to even explain. She's my best friend, and she's supported me through my journey for the last 20 years. And my husband, an exceptional anchor in my life. He's my sounding board, he's the strategist, he's the brains, and he's making it all happen in the background.
Nice.
And very, very supportive. My daughter, who actually took the brunt the most, right? Because she's 13 now, and when I started, she was 9. So she was the one who actually missed me the most. But she's an exceptional person, and I think somewhere she did a crash course, MBA,
Hmm.
seeing me work from home. So I think she skipped everything from 6th to 12th and straight went into B school. So today probably she can talk about business strategies better than I do, and at times she helps write scripts for me and emails for me,
Wow.
and she's missed a whole section of a school life and gone straight and did a crash MBA, perhaps from where I see it. But she was being most understanding, and she's at some level, I hope she's a little proud of what her mom has done.
Lovely.
So that's there. My parents, my father, and we all stay in Delhi, so it's easier to manage. My father, with whom I worked for about 20 years before this, um, if I can become 1/10 of the manager that he was or the leader he was, I think I would have achieved a lot. My mother, who made sure that my ego doesn't inflate too much, and she kept on bursting the bubble for me and made sure I stay grounded. I think she's played an invaluable role as well. My brother, who was there when I was away, to make sure my daughter was fine. My brother, his wife, have been there as well. Yeah, so I've been very, very lucky that I have an exceptional support at home. So even when I'm away, I know my child, my home is taken care of.
That's great. In fact, yeah, that family support is
Yeah,
really required for somebody to lead the leadership roles, the
yeah,
senior level. So, I mean, in India,
yeah.
people usually feel like the man is meant to work and women is meant to look after the house. Is that the cultural problem in India where we are not able to see many women leaders?
I think it's a cultural mindset thing. It's changing. It is changing now. Leadership. Like I think one of you mentioned today that we now have a woman leader for Unilever. We have
Yeah,
Indira Nooyi, we have Sudha Murthy, we have women in politics, we have solid women like there. Um, I think it's what is embedded in us over centuries will take time to change. But I don't think that a gender defines your ability to become a leader. Your ability to become a leader depends on your personality, depends on your vision, your experience, your qualifications. It does not. You shouldn't be hiring on the basis of the gender of a person.
I agree.
All hiring should be done on the basis of the person's experience and the person that that individual is.
One is more than hiring. I look at the other side. Are
Yeah.
there equal women who are willing to take up these, leadership roles boldly? Is there anything which is stopping them, thinking that okay, maybe I'm not the right person. I should be just an employee, or a senior manager somewhere, than to go to
Take
the
the
leadership.
chance.
Hmm.
Take the chance. I think it could be, and if I was to go back, right, it
Yeah.
is how we bring up our children. Right? When we are bringing up our children, if you have to buy a birthday gift for a girl, you will go buy a Barbie,
Hmm.
or you'll buy a kitchen set, or you'll buy something like that. But if it's a boy, you'll buy a car, you'll buy a plane. you are creating gender discrimination at that level only,
Interesting.
right? And
Yes.
then without saying it aloud, you're telling the child that ghar ghar khelna hai, so a girl is going to play it, the boy will not play it. Why
Mm,
can't the boy play it? Why can't the boy play with dolls?
correct.
Or why can't the boy wear pink? So I think as a society, it's a larger issue that people need to see in their own homes. What are we doing? Are we unconsciously creating gender barriers in the minds of our children?
Children. Mm,
And that is getting deeply rooted within them. And they think that, oh, I can't do this. This is not my role. I don't know how to fix a television on the wall. Why? Why can't you do it? Anyways, to mount the screen, you need four individuals. Nowhere does it say that you need four men to
men.
do it,
Correct.
right? You just need four individuals to mount the screen. It doesn't need four men.
Correct.
And also, um, you know, we see as women as homemakers, housewives. But my view is they're the best business leaders. They start the month with a budget. They keep all external and internal stakeholders happy. They keep their vendors like the maids, the sabzi wala, the cook, the drivers, the teachers of the children, the school, the ecosystem, working everything together. They keep all internal stakeholders on track. Whether it's the husband, the parents, the children, everybody on track. They run the house for the month and they manage the spending. And at the end of the month, they have a saving, which is their net profit. And at the end of a period of time, the net profit is accumulated to build an asset. Isn't that business?
Of course.
Women are natural. Women are natural business women. They have natural this thing. They are entrepreneurs. They just don't know it. For any business leader to be successful, you need empathy, you need the human element, you need strategy, and you need logic, right? And communication. All of those things are important. Irrespective of the gender, they will be successful. And women just need to believe that, and men just need to know that, right? And that's what
Correct.
is required.
Interestingly, I mean, or however you say, I see a lot of women participation in fields like interior designing, architecture. They lead the organizations. They do a fantastic job. But when it comes to AV, is it still perceived as a very hardcore technical job where women are not, to be doing this job? Or why why is it that we don't see so many women taking up participation in leadership roles in AV, especially?
I don't think it's a woman's fault.
Hmm.
It's not that a woman cannot lead or a man cannot lead. Again, it brings you back to my anybody can lead. It is a function of qualifications, their experience, their personality, and everything else. Um, why they're not leading is because of the environment we have built, because of the barriers, mental barriers that people have. And it's a mindset shift which is required. And I do not believe that that is the story now,
Hmm.
because around me in the AV industry, I see a whole lot of strong leaders. At the client side, I see some global leaders, uh, workspace global technology leaders who are women, very, very successful women who are leading global practices for workspace technologies and world's largest MNCs. And I see them playing a large role in it, in this universe. Within AVI-SPL, we have plethora of women who are um, doing such a fabulous job leading their verticals. We have our in-house product Symphony is led by a woman. Mandy Scheller, who heads our global deployment across the world. So she manages all partners everywhere. She's vice president global deployment. Hilary Musker, who was responsible for building the region, Indian region, along with me, and she's a financial vice president finance for all international regions, and she does a fab job managing all the countries outside of Americas from a finance perspective. Within my Indian team, my HR leader is a woman, and my project management team is primarily women. We have designers who are women, we have sellers who are women. Services team has a large percentage which is women. So I think it's a mindset issue. I don't think it is anything else more than that. Nothing is stopping a woman from doing what she wants to do except her own will and desire to do so, or a man from stopping, like a man from doing what he or he wants to do. I think it is essentially all up here.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah,
So hope that changes soon so that we
yeah.
see more women participating. So, um, can you highlight some of the challenges you had in your journey with AVI-SPL in the last 3 years? Maybe one or two where you really felt
uh, Hours were not enough in a day.
okay.
I think I needed a 48-hour day. That was 24 hours were not enough. The market was very kind to us. We saw a growth which was um, which was expected in some ways, but in um some ways also, um, beyond what we had imagined. That it's going to come so quickly. I think everybody was excited with our presence in the country. So I think playing different facets, roles within AVI-SPL itself, whether it was towards recruitment, towards building the operations, towards other things, I think I needed a 48-hour day. I think that was my biggest challenge that I had. Time was not enough, but it's been exciting. It's been thrilling to say the least.
Lovely. So, what is your vision for next 5 years?
To continue this growth journey, bring in, grow, change the mindset in many ways within the industry where an integration system integration company is seen as a vendor. We need
Mm,
to be perceived as a partner.
right.
We are a partner in the ecosystem who come in to design, deliver, deploy, manage services thereafter, manage, be a partner to our clients, bring in a portfolio of products that we have to offer, solutions that we have to offer to the industry. Whether it's the managed workspace practice, whether it's the UC and voice practice that we'll be bringing in, or bring in the experiential technology portfolio that we have, and truly become a partner for the industry and not only a vendor, I think, and just keep growing and go into more cities, be there for our customers right outside their doors to help them grow and deliver better.
Nice. So, what is your message for the upcoming women leaders to inspire them to take up the leadership roles?
I think nothing's stopping them. I think nothing is stopping you in any way. It's a world of opportunities. Um, AV industry is unique in many ways. If you go into, say, the broadcast world where I came from, broadcast was limited to broadcast. But AV is in every industry, whether it's retail, whether it's IT, whether it's hospitality, whether it's uh, banking and financial services, AV is everywhere. So really nothing should be a limiting factor. There is immense room to grow, and I don't think they should think that the ceiling exists in any way. It's all up here. And I think supporting one another is also going to help in breaking any sort of barriers that may exist.
That's fantastic. So, it's a great conversation, Mala. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Same here,
And I'm
David.
sure, this interview will be inspirational for people who are watching. Okay. And thank you very much for spending your time with us.
You're most welcome, David. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure being here.
Thank you, Mala.